Well, let's take our Bibles this morning, get them ready in Joshua 24, verse number 15 for our encouragement from God's Word. Joshua 24, 15. And this is the title, and then I got an announcement I got to make to you real quick. Is we need to make a real choice between God and whatever else is in His place. That's what Joshua 24, 15 is all about. But before we dive in, let me make a couple quick announcements. Number one, tonight, Awana, as it's their awards night. And so if you have kids in Awana, we want you to be there to enjoy this time. It's not a very long ceremony, about a 35-minute ceremony. And then Life Group will have its potluck while the Awana kids enjoy their store. And so it's just going to be a real casual night of fellowship. And so make your way to the Journey Baptist Church tonight at 6:30 for our Awana Awards night. They need your support. Those kids worked really hard. And so we want you to be out to enjoy it. And also remember that this is the last week of devotions. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off to spend some time with my family, kind of reset my own palate, and be ready to get right back at it sometime in the middle or later in June for you. So let's get back to our highlight from God's Word in Joshua 24, verse number 15. And again, we need to make a choice, a real choice between God and whatever else is in His way. With so many other things that our world tells us, and they even seem to be incredibly important, and with many other things we think add value to life, we cannot get. We think that we have these things that we can't get value in life unless we do it that way. Choosing God can seem really, it could actually slide down the list of things of what we think is needed or what's most important. And that's why Joshua warns the people of all the things that will catch their eye before he disperses them to their inheritance in the land. Listen, for them, it was gods that had names, and they saw people around them who had worshiped them, seemingly without any consequences. And so today, that we don't have that. Materialism and success are the gods that people seem to worship without any consequence. But we know that the consequences eventually overcome God's people then, and then the same thing is true now. They eventually did overcome God's people, and they are overcoming God's people today. So instead of living as if God is exaggerating or not being honest about the dangers of following everything else but Him, let's choose Him for a change. I think that would be the change. Let's choose Him for a change. If you think about it, most people are choosing everything else and having a tough time choosing God. Well, why not we have God be our choice and have a tough time with everything else for a change? It's going to be hard at first. Listen, the kids, they may not be able to join a team or an extracurricular activity. You might have to say no to yourself so you can choose God more completely. And I just wonder what we're missing out on because we only choose Him when it's convenient. So what are we missing out on? Because God's things always come last when we're scheduling. All the extra events, all the pursuits that we think are going to make us happy, all the things that we think we have total right and freedom to do, which we do. You can choose all those other things, but you can't have God's best and choose everything but Him along the way. And that's what Joshua is telling them. You can't pursue the gods of this world, whatever this world loves more than God. You can't have all of that and God at the same time. God says, choose me or choose them. And oftentimes people choose them. So why not choose God for a change? We can read in the Old Testament what happened to God's people when they chose the false gods of the nations around them. We know what happened to them. We can avoid all of that today by choosing God, putting God first, putting Him in every way that He wants to be in our lives, and then seeing what else fits around Him. Stop making God fit around your plans and fit your plans around God. Have a great day. Hope to see you tonight.